you're thinking about moving to Bethesda, mainly the Bethesda Road area in the next 9 days or 90 days, let's talk about what you would see in this particular area. This is predominantly the average income in this area is $180,000. So it is way above the national average of what you would find in income. So the house prices you'll find are going to be a little bit more expensive. Predominantly Prince George's County. The southern end of Maryland is a little less expensive. And I tell people the rule of thumb for me is always the further you go up 95, the more expensive the homes tend to be. And the closer you are to 95, the more expensive the homes are going to be, because usually the flow is where everyone works is when you pay a little bit more. There are a lot of job opportunities in Montgomery County. There are a lot of opportunities in DC, and it's not very far to get from one to the other. So you're going to see a little bit more in price point, much like what we talked about in Old Town Alexandria, which you'll see when I feature Tyson's Corner, and just different areas really heavily dominated around that area. Howard County is another area that has a higher average income residents. So let's talk about Bethesda. So what you'll see here in Bethesda, DC it's the Maryland DC line. It's a very quick hop, skip, and a jump to end up in one spot versus the other. Like you can turn a corner and you can be from Bethesda to DC, and it's that easy. So right here is Bethesda. I used to work in this area. I was a former federal government employee, and I worked for the University Services it's called USHS. I'm trying to think of the acronym right now. It escapes my brain. I'm so sorry. But the University Services of Health Services. So what they do at USHS, just to give you the acronym, at USHS, they trained medical officers in all different branches of the military how to prepare themselves for combat, for treating soldiers in combat, how to work in the field, and they did this thing every year that they would take the students out and they would put them in actual, not real situations, but situations where they had to be in camp. They had tents and sleeping bags and all these things. And how do you treat a wound? I was even taught how to create wounds out of putty and different things and make it look like someone was cut in the head and bleeding. Super cool job, cool experience. So if you're curious, I did work for the federal government for 24 years and 6 months. It was just the thing. It's something to do when you're here in this area. The government is a very high employer right in this field. So you're going to find all different types of government agencies within all of my videos. You should definitely see something or make mention of it. So let's get back to talking about Bethesda. We're right here in Bethesda Row, where you're going to find amazing shopping opportunities. You're going to get your local grocery stores, and I'm a Trader Joe's girl. I like Whole Foods. I love a good Target. But the stores that are usually predominant here are Giant and Safeway. Those are the stores you're going to see the most in this area. They've been here for years and years and years. And of course, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's are new things, and they're coming up strong, but they're not as heavily in the area as Giant and Safeway. But the other thing I'll tell you is the Trader Joe's are few and far between, but I really enjoy shopping at these different areas. My kids have turned me on to this, and they're like, Mom, you definitely want to check out Trader Joe's, and I have become a true fan. So let's talk about what's in the area. There is a subway that goes out to Bethesda. It is a nice little train ride. So if you work on one end of town and you jump on the subway, the red line to be exact, you're going to take the red line out to the Bethesda Center. You're going to, as soon as you step off the train, you'll be right at the NIH Clinical Center. And right across from it is the Walter Reed Medical Center there. Walter Reed did have a campus in Northwest DC, but they moved everything out here. USHS is right here, Jones Mills Road. Right in this little subsection, you're going to find USHS as well. Now, let's talk about what you'll find when it comes to housing in Bethesda Row. You're going to find some condos in the $2 million range. There are some lower price condos, but you're also going to find a lot of houses in the $2 and $3 million range. We featured a community in Bethesda not too long ago. It is a Toll Brothers and Tri-Point Homes. Tri-Point has four level luxury townhomes there. They did sell single families, but they sold out of all those. So now all they have is the townhomes. They do feature elevators, the 4th level patio terraces with fireplaces, just absolutely beautiful aesthetic communities. 2-car garages. Toll Brothers does feature beautiful, beautiful homes. One of my favorite homes that they feature there is about 60 feet deep. So it is a very long and narrow house, but it just goes on for miles, and it is just a great home to tour. One of the things I do absolutely love about Toll Brothers, when you see it in this area, they have so many different extended patios off of different parts of the house that you traditionally would not see. Off of the loft on the upper level, off of the owner's suite, off of the back of the house, much like a deck. You're going to see more patios, and they do feature the screen, that the mechanical screen that rolls down so you can have the inside outs, which is not something we typically do here in the Maryland area because of our weather, because this is our winter right now. Even though it's really, really nice outside, it kind of can fool you and make you believe that it's not wintertime. But we get those different temperatures every once in a blue moon. So let's talk about what you can possibly find in Bethesda, and especially in the Bethesda Road area. You see a ton of hotels. There are a lot of car dealerships here in this area. Super cool. You're going to find more high-end luxury car dealers in this area. So if that's something you're looking for, but we do have a ton of all types of car dealers, but in this area, you're definitely going to find more of the higher end luxury type of vehicles. So right here in Bethesda Row, which is, like I said, I'm a big fan of. The Giant is over here. There is a Safeway around. Let's talk about all the different shopping and eateries. Guess what, guys? We found another Jenny's. How cool is that? Because once again, I love Jenny's. Told the brown sugar butter ice cream. Try it. Matchbox is another favorite restaurant of mine. Like I said, you've got tons of eateries here. You have got shopping, different beauty stores here in the area. There is just so much to do in this area. Nike stores. Like I said, tons of shopping. So this is a great spot to live. But let's talk about where you would go when it comes to getting downtown DC. So you got movie theaters, and you don't really need to leave. I love that about the different suburbs and counties in my area. Whether I'm in Montgomery County, whether I'm in Howard County, you have plenty of places to go. You are never without an opportunity to hit a movie theater real quick, go out to eat, different restaurants, the different cuisines that we offer here. We are so eclectic here in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. We are super eclectic. The area is a melting pot, which I think is super cool. So my children are very, very into all different types of food. They love Thai and Indian food for sure. So another thing that you will learn about Bethesda is it is home to a lot of well-known private schools in the area. Sidwell, the lower level school, is here. That is a very famous school in the area. Of course, you know, the Obama children went to Sidwell. One was at lower school and one was at the upper school in the DC area. So that's why Secret Service was hopping all around the place, dropping kids off to school in the mornings. But it's a very well-known place, well-known school in the area. Also, Sidwell is not Sidwell, I'm sorry. Bethesda is known for Georgetown Prep. And also Holton Arms is another predominant private school in the area. One thing I will tell you, the public schools did not come to play either. You can't leave them out of the fray when it comes to having a conversation. According to greatschools.com, a lot of the predominant public schools here, they call them the W's. If you're in the W line, it's a very popular thing. A lot of parents are looking for that. The elementary, middle school, and high school all begin with W's. So if you're looking for that type of school, please check out greatschools.com, Bethesda Maryland, and you'll know exactly which schools I'm speaking of. Once again, as a realtor, we don't talk about that too much. So we don't get into the whole what school is better. We let other people rank and grade them, and we kind of point our clients in that direction. So let's talk about where you go to get yourself right back into the DC area, how this all flows. You'll hear people talk of the 95 corridors. 95 is just the way. It's a big loop, and it takes you all around. And of course, it takes you to, northern states, New York, Delaware, Pennsylvania, but it also takes you southern when it comes to Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, things of that nature. But in this area, we jump on this expressway a lot to get a lot done. 270 is a very important corridor here as well when it comes to Bethesda, getting you to Frederick and different things of that nature. You take 270 out, you hit 70, and you're in West Virginia, headed to Pittsburgh areas in Ohio, things like that. Here, you're going to see 495 will lead you, go down, go down, go down. You can cut through this part of Virginia, McLean, Tyson's. Next you know, you're right in DC. You can hop over and off of 495, end up right in 395. You can also take 95 into DC. But as you can see, 29, 355 is very popular. That is where you will run right through Rockville and things of that nature. Here's the Washington Cathedral, just minutes right below Bethesda. It's so crazy. Rock Creek Park is super, super popular in this area. A lot of people walk, bike, trail, picnic in this area. And it does run along, I'm going to say creek, right along Georgetown. So we can really dump you right back into DC very easily. These areas are inundated with, like I said, government buildings, historical schools, very known popular schools in the area, but also tons and tons of shopping. So it does give another, much like Old Town, it does give you a small town feel, but it's a little more spread out than Old Town. So walking everywhere is not really an option. You're gonna need a little bit more parking when it comes to the Bethesda area. Like we said, we have the Ameline community that we featured on a couple different videos with Toll Brothers and Tri-Point Homes. So once again, those houses are starting in the 1 million range when it comes to the 4-level townhouses, when it comes to the single family homes. Once again, the aesthetic is very new. You're going to see the black trim windows. You're going to see very contemporary clean cut styles. We are seeing a lot of multifamily homes being built in this area. It's very popular. So that's just another thing I adore about Bethesda. But you do get your historic homes. So as you keep an eye out for our Bethesda home videos, you're going to see, once again, we go back to what we talked about when it comes to Old Town, when it comes to Georgetown and Colorama and different things of that nature. When it comes to the style of home, you're going to see colonial, very bricky aesthetic, very old school. You're not going to get as much of the newer style. The resale values in this particular area are through the roof because they want the old, they want the aesthetics, they want the character of the homes, and you're going to get a ton of that when it comes to Bethesda. Being right off Jones Bridge Road, gorgeous Cape Cods, just really quiet, cute communities, but once again, the price points are a little up there. But the average salary, once again, is $180,000. So that kind of attests to the style of the type of residents that you're going to find in this area. More business professionals, a lot of high-level government workers, self-employed people. You do have a lot of tech industry stuff here, contractors. Once again, because of the federal government, you're going to have a little bit more of that. And Amazon has come to town. So we definitely live in that area. The zoo is right here, the world famous zoo. It's minutes from Bethesda, whether you jump on the train or what have you. The Purple Line is coming to Bethesda. I don't know the exact planned date, but it will be here very soon. And it will bring you even further into more of the downtown area of Bethesda. You got the DC Temple here. So, and Holy Cross Hospital is right in this section as well. Very nice hospital. I will say The one thing I do know about Holy Cross, because of experience with this particular hospital, which I was super proud to learn and experience, was that they have one of the first emergency room. They have a section dedicated to memory care dementia patients. Sometimes when you go to hospitals and you have someone who is in that age group, they just say that they're old, but Holy Cross has taken it amongst themselves to be specialists when it comes to diagnosing and helping families with dementia, Alzheimer's patients. I'll say it that way. I've just been always impressed with their ability to help families in that nature. So it's always one of my favorite things to remind people of about that area hospital. There are no professional or amateur sports teams in these areas. You're going to find that in PG County and I believe in Virginia as well. No, you're definitely going to find it in PG County and Charles County. The amateur baseball teams that can be found there. DC does have a women's football team, but that's about it for the area. When you come to this area, you're going to have more talk of the Baltimore Orioles, the Washington Commanders, I keep that one in mind, the Washington Wizards and the Washington Capitals and the Washington Mystics. So those are the predominant teams in the area, professional sports team. We do have a ton of them here. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say the Ravens and the Orioles? I'm sorry. I say one of the Baltimore teams. Can't remember which one. You're going to see a lot of hotels in the area, but it's a great place to hang out at night. You're going to see a lot of historic hotels, but you will see the traditional, more contemporary hotels. They have done a lot of upgrading and building things and bringing a little bit more because the city is getting younger. The professionals that want to live in Bethesda and be in Bethesda, and you do have a lot of the multi-cultural and multi-generational homes being built to speak to families needing to be together, providing care to other family members in different situations, whether it be an older parent or a child with special needs. It's something that I deal with in my own life, so definitely I can understand that part. Here, you would just take Old Georgetown Road. It's going to take you right on through Georgetown. Like I said, it's a hop, skip, and a jump to go from one part of Bethesda, Chevy Chase area, and be right in DC. It's like you can cross the street and be from Maryland to DC. That's how Maryland, DC runs. You can literally cross the street. It's not much like you would find if you go down 95 and you go from one state to the other and there's distance between. No, we are right on top of each other and you can hop, skip, and jump and be in one from the other. It's very interesting here in this place how that works out. So a lot of people ask, hey, where do you work? Well, I can work in DC in 1 minute. I can be in Maryland in the next. I can be in Virginia the next, because it's that closely knit. We are known as the DMV. So that's the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. If you've never heard that term, it's okay, because we only talk about it here in the DMV. So if you're not from here, you don't know it, it's all right. We don't feel any kind of way about it. It's just something we use here in the area and people would, just know. As you can see, tons and tons of eateries here in the area. It's just a cool, super cool place to live. And at this moment, I'm trying to find my bearing to show you where Georgetown Prep is, Holden Arms. Like I said, very popular private schools here in the area, but here's one of the W's. So you can see Walt Whitman. That is a very popular high school here. It's a little off the beaten path from Bethesda Row, but very well respected in the area. Once again, according to greatschools.com. And people do seek out these W schools. Very important. Once again, education is important in a lot of areas, so people do. And please understand, when people seek out schools, the price points in the area for the homes is usually a little bit higher because of the demand. So it's all a supply and demand, how many houses are near there. Usually my more popular schools, new construction is few and far between. It's established homes in that area. And like I said, we will be seeing homes in the Bethesda area from 650,000 to 6 and 7 million. You will see more if if a home is built on land, you will see a lot of new construction in that way. But sometimes finding actual subdivisions is not going to be something that is going to be common. That Amelin community I'm speaking of, very few. There will not be a million of those, such as you see in other counties. In this community, Amelin was like an anomaly. It just came out of nowhere. It is behind the older community, really gorgeous, really nice. I love going over there touring. Like I said, we have tons of videos in the community. We will be featuring more to just show you the different price points that are available to you in Bethesda Row area. So there's Bethesda Chevy Chase High School. Like I said, right down here at Bethesda Community School is so many predominant popular schools in the area. Walt Whitman is over here. Seawell is back over this way. So it's like, where do you want your kid to go to school? You got plenty of options to choose from and what that child would probably be very interested in. I'll tell you, as a mother of 5, each one of my kids had a different need, a different path that they were trying to take. So we really took that into consideration when it came to picking schools. So we've done a little bit of everything. So if you are thinking of moving to the Bethesda area, in the next 9 days or 90 days, don't hesitate to give us a call. This area is full of all types of amazing architecture when it comes to homes. You're going to get a little bit of new construction. You're going to get that clean look, but you can also get the aesthetics of more well-developed older communities. You're going to get the character of seeing these stately homes, and it's just a beautiful community. Probably about 30 to 45 minutes right outside of the city, Washington, D.C. So if you're okay with a commute, this is a great place to work. But as you know, since COVID times, we have been more working from home. So a lot of people have their homes there featuring office spaces where they work from home. So Bethesda's on your hit list. Don't hesitate to give us a call and talk more about what you're looking for in a home.